The D35 was first introduced by Martin in late 1965. During that time, Martin and the rest of the world were dealing with rosewood shortages, which is why the D35 ended up having the famous three-piece back. Because of the three smaller pieces, Martin could use up rosewood sets that were deemed too small for normal dreadnought construction. It was the first time since the 30s that Martin introduced a new dreadnought model, and it certainly didn't do any harm to Martin's sales numbers of the time. Within a few years, the production numbers of the D35 already approached those of the D28, and by 1974 it was the company's best-selling instrument. We're here in the room right now with a lot of vintage D35s and one reimagined series. We'll start with the oldest ones. So these two are from 1966, so the second year of production actually. We have one from 1967 over here. Some more battle scars, and you will see that in the demo later as well. Then we have three from 1969, which is interesting because 1969 is the last year that Martin used the Brazilian rosewood. This D35S right here, the slope shoulder design, actually has a serial number that's closest to the last serial number that Martin used the Brazilian rosewood on. So that's really special. Brazilian rosewood was already in short supply by the mid-1960s, and it would have been shameful to leave such fine wood unused just because it was of the wrong dimensions. Some specs that attracted guitarists to the D35 were the lighter top braces on the D35 compared to the D28. The difference is about 20%, and it reminded players of the scallop braces that were abandoned in 1944. Because of those braces, the D35 became known for having a big and firm low end, and that was something that players were looking for at the time. When you look at the specifications of the D35, not a lot has changed through the years. As I said before, we're looking at a three-piece rosewood. Brazilian rosewood back, also Brazilian rosewood sides. We have a Sitka spruce top, non-scalloped X bracing, but the braces are a bit lighter compared to the D28. Other than that, we also have a mahogany neck with a nice soft V profile. Another detail that stands out when you compare the D35 with the D28 is the binding on the neck. The D35S that we also have in stock stands out when it comes to specifications because that has a slope shoulder design with 12 frets to the body and also a wider nut width. If you don't want to splurge on a vintage D35, you can also buy a new one at Martin Guitars right now. Martin Guitars offer a D35 and also an HD35. The newer D35 models feature Indian rosewood back inside instead of the Brazilian. They still offer a Sitka spruce top on the D35s. The difference between the D35 and the HD35 is the bracing. The normal D35 has non-scalloped X bracing like the vintage D35s, and the HD35 has scalloped X bracing, which actually makes it sound a little bit more like the vintage D35s because of the lighter bracing on the top. The HD35 also has the herringbone trim on the top. We decided to record one song on all of these guitars so that you can really hear the difference. Because while they are similar in construction and choice of wood, they will really sound different in the demo and have their own unique voice. So let's have a listen. thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about the D35 in this video. At the time that we're shooting this video, we actually have a lot of vintage D35s and new D35s in stock. So if you want to come to the store and compare them, now's the time. And you can also order them online, of course. And feel free to reach out to our sales team if you have any questions about these guitars whatsoever. So for now, have a nice day and see you next time.